Hello, this is Doug Daugherty with Hamilton Flourishing, and we're so excited today to be talking to Jim Coppinger, the sitting county mayor of Hamilton County, Tennessee. Jim has been in county service for over 40 years and has a incredible resume of somebody who really understands what's going on in the county. And I thought this would be a great way to begin to frame our coverage of the elections in Hamilton County. Not only are we electing a county mayor, there are actually 83 seats that will be decided in Hamilton County or be voted for in Hamilton County in 2022 with a qualifying date for the first May primary. I think it's February the 20th. So there's plenty of time to get your name in if you want to run for school board or a county commission or a county mayor. So we wanted to do that, but we thought it'd be a great idea to talk to someone who's got such a wealth of experience to kind of frame the idea of what it is that a county mayor does and what does Jim, with all of his experience, what has he found out is really important to keep Hamilton County healthy. We are doing really well in so many ways as a county, uh, financially, job wise. There's some things that need working with, but Jim has been working on those as well. But let's talk to Jim. First, Jim, thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you. Appreciate the opportunity, Doug.
You have a great mustache. I just have to tell you that.
Well, thank you. Maybe I shave it when I go out of office.
Yeah, that people won't recognize you.
Well, that's
Tell,
true.
Jim, tell me a bit about your history with Hamilton County government. Can you kind of just shortly review your years with the county?
Yeah, I've really been blessed, Doug, in Hamilton County. I ran for the office of Hamilton County Board of Commissioners in 2006. I ran because Charlotte Vandergrift was vacating the seat. It was going to leave an empty seat. And some friends of mine said, you've just retired from the City of Chattanooga Fire Department. You're looking for some things to do. And, we thought maybe if you want to give something back, you ought to give back to the county commission. And was fortunate enough to get elected in 2006 and ran for re-election in 2010 and was fortunate enough to get elected. And as did Claude Ramsey at the time. And then a few months later, Claude, as I like to say, had a midlife crisis and decided to go to the state and be deputy governor for then Governor Bill Haslam. He did that in January, and I was fortunate enough to be appointed to the position in 2011, in January of 2011, and then was elected to the position in 12, again in 14, and again in 18. So I've been county mayor for about 11 years now.
So you had 4 years on the commission, 11 years in the mayor's seat, and then before that, you were the chief of the fire department, weren't you?
I went to work in the City of Chattanooga Fire Department in 1977 and worked my way through the ranks. I was very fortunate. I worked every position in the fire service you could pretty much do, and was appointed in 1997 as the fire chief, served for 8.5 years prior to retirement. Retired and then again ran for public office. And I'll have to say in both jobs, I've been very, very blessed, surrounded by some really good people. That's the key to any of these jobs. Surround yourself with good people and they'll certainly make you look good, Doug.
Well, I know several of the people that work with you, and they all speak of you very highly. Um, uh, what I thought would be really great to hear from someone with your wealth experience. We're doing well as a county in so many ways, and we've got good government at the state level. I think we've had good governors. We got people moving here from all over the country into this county from all over the country. We don't have enough houses put them in. I mean, it's a good problem to have. Um, but from your perspective, what are the priorities that you kind of have a list in your mind, or maybe if it's written down and say, I got to stay on top of this
Yeah.
for the county to be healthy and successful?
Yeah, you're right, Doug. There's things we get up with people focused on every single day, and that's primarily where the money's going. You know, as county mayor, you are the fiscal agent of the county. So 64% of our budget, 61% goes into operations of our public education, another 3% for the debt service. So 64% of our budget goes into public education. So public education is one of the things that we focus on every day, as well as jobs. It's really important to be able to continue the economic development success we've had by creating jobs, having people invest capital here in Hamilton County. Again, that holds taxes down. That's all of our goal, is to hold taxes down, which makes us attractive to other businesses. And then the other thing is you know, we wake up every day trying to figure out a way to enhance people's quality of life here. And that's whether it's going to be the river park that we're jointly involved in. It's a great public-private partnership at the city of Chattanooga, Hamilton County, and a lot of philanthropy, as well as our foundations have been very instrumental in helping get this built. So, you know, primarily those are the things that every day we get up focused on, and somewhere in there, pretty much everything fits.
How does the mayor's role interact with the separately elected school board? They come up with, as I understand it, they come up with a budget, and then you guys or the county commission can only vote it up or down. They can't, they don't have any line item control over the budget or anything. How does your interaction with this, with that whole process work?
Well, again, it's all about relationship building. The county mayor works closely with the superintendent, and I've had the opportunity to work with a number of superintendents. But you know, I hear that a lot. You know, that how does county general government influence public education at all? Well, there's a number of ways that you can do that. One is you do write the check. You're right. Once the money goes over there, they use it the way they see fit. But it's not that cut and dried, because, Doug, you know, every superintendent I've worked with has wanted to work with the county general government. I don't deal a lot with the school boards per se. Several of them I have relationships with, and we talk from time to time. They will call, or I will call them to see what specific issue that may be going on at the time. But at the end of the day, it is a joint relationship between county general government and the Department of Education. And I certainly realize where people say, you know, the school board actually runs the school system, but certainly county government plays a large role in that.
And it does involve 45,000 students, more or less. It's all taxpayer funded, either from the state or the county or some from the Fed. So it's our tax dollars are going in there. The employers in the county are looking for people they can hire that are ready to go to work,
Right.
or go to college or join the military, but they're looking for employees. You know, we have education is mandated in the state constitution. We have truancy officers that are paid for by government money too. That's taxpayer money. So all the way through, and they pick the textbooks and the curriculum, and so it's all the way through. It's people that are elected and that are making the decisions. It seems to me, and it's all important. And because we're talking about the dreams and the hopes of these children, and we're talking about the health of the community, and so it's a really big deal.
Doug, it is.
Talk
And let
second.
me just say this, if I can. Um, you're right. It is a really big deal, and we've got to do a better job. And in order to do that, it's going to take all of us working in the future somehow to figure that out. But as I've said, I mean, it's not unique to Hamilton County. The problems that we have is throughout the country. And I always say, kind of flippantly, but I really mean it, the first person who really figures out education is going to be a billionaire overnight. It is a really complex animal, if you will. and it is real difficult. And but we can't quit trying. I say that because as you just mentioned, it is the pathway out of a lot of the issues that we have with whether it's crime, whether it's building jails, or just again giving our young people an opportunity. So we're a long way from being there in education. I think anybody in education would tell you that. And I just look forward to the day when we're doing a better job.
Talk to me a little bit about the second thing you mentioned had to do with jobs, developing jobs, healthy economy, all that kind of stuff. How does the county, gosh, you've got so much to do with it, from zoning to tax abatements to recruiting to I don't know if you have anything to do with recruiting venture capital into the community or any of that, but it's huge, and we're so lucky. We've got so many entrepreneurs in Hamilton County right now. I mean, there are jobs popping up everywhere, buildings being built, new people moving in. West Tennessee got just that big Ford manufacturer. We've gotten Volkswagen to go to electric cars and batteries, and I mean, there's just so many things. And we're the what is it called? The Silicon Valley of logistics. They're growing. They're building houses everywhere you can. The northern part of the county, southern part of the county, just everywhere. And so there's all kinds of infrastructure issues that come into all this, and um, it seems to me that the county just has to be all over the board in order to cover job and economic health for the community. Am I overstating it?
Oh, not at all. I mean, we've been very fortunate here in Hamilton County. Just during my tenure, to give you an example, we've had over $4.5 billion invested in our community. And again, that's pretty significant. We've had over 20,000 new jobs created, over 20,000 new jobs created. And we've had 71 new companies and 135 businesses that have expanded. Many of those businesses have had other opportunities to go outside of Hamilton County, even outside the state of Tennessee. So we feel really good about what we've been able to accomplish. We've got some things in the works right now. We have to continue, again, focused on job growth and economic development every day. The more economic development we have, the more people we put on the tax roll. It helps to keep everybody else's taxes down. And again, when we're recruiting, one of the things that makes people excited about, Hamilton County is the fact that all we have are property taxes and sales tax. We don't have impact fees. We don't have wheel tax. We don't have any other fees. Other people will criticize that, but that is attractive to businesses, to new businesses, to expanding businesses. And so, the goal here is to continue to be attractive. I think we've done a really good job of that with the help of a lot of people. And again, we have some great resources here. The resources, we got two major interstates running through. We have rail here, we have water here, and we have the electric power board, which with the smart grid can guarantee these manufacturing particularly, or any business, that they will only be without service for a short period of time. All of these things are extremely attractive, and a lot of people don't believe it, but we have an extremely attractive workforce as well, because we draw from a lot of areas, not just Hamilton County. We draw from North Georgia, we draw from Bradley, and in Meg, Squatchy, and all the counties that surround us. So again, we've been very blessed here in Hamilton County to have this success.
Uh, wow. I was thinking as you were describing this, Jim, that this is a unique skill set to do what you're doing. I mean, you have to wear not just a lot of hats, but you have to navigate uh, all kinds of relationships, from developers to investors to big money manufacturers to taxpayers to you know. Is there any key to that for you to to handle all those different types of relationships?
Well, Doug, I'll just say this: I love people, and I enjoy seeing things get done. And I've been around government long enough to know that you got to be willing to compromise in some areas and to get things done. I don't think I've ever gotten 100% of what I wanted, nor do I think anybody I've ever done business with have gotten 100% of what they've wanted. But you may go from, today standing in front of a first grade class or whatever in our public school system to maybe next week you're sitting at the board meeting in Germany with Volkswagen. So there's a large array of things that you do in this job, and making preparation for that. The most important thing I think is is some person that I don't know that it's a skill set, but it's more of a character issue of being able to enjoy being with people and enjoy, seeing things get done. I mean, I think the most exciting thing is government doesn't move real fast, as you well know, Doug. So a lot of things that we do, it takes maybe 2 to 3 years or more to come to fruition, but all of that's exciting to watch it, play out, and to watch the people that's got their hands in it, staff people, people in the private sector, that's played a part, to watch how excited everybody gets as it comes together. And we get a lot of help. I mean, I've called on a lot of people from the private sector. Not one person's ever refused to help when you ask them to come in and you've got questions about whatever manufacturer you're talking to is thinking about locating here. People that do it, that are going to use that manufacturer, let them explain to you what's going on, which helps to decide whether or not you want to do tax incentives or not. But it's just really, it's really key to be able to communicate with people.
That's a great answer, Jim. Thank you for your answer. Um, the last thing you mentioned of the three things that you kind of think about every day is quality of life. And as I read about the businesses that come to Chattanooga and start in Chattanooga, they'll always mention the economic climate, and they'll always mention the affordability of living here compared to some place like New York or New Jersey or California. But the third thing they always mention is the quality of life, both included in the people. I guess there's still some southern hospitality hanging around, and uh, and they enjoy the amenities, especially we are so close to the mountains and mountains all around us and beautiful. There's tons of things to do. It's pretty all time of the year, and we've done so much to enhance that, from the Riverwalk to the Walnut Street Bridge to the aquarium to the everything that's going on downtown, and then the efforts in the city and in the county and just all over. So, any thoughts about how you think about the quality of life issues for all the citizens?
Yeah. Well, you named several of them, but what we hear from people that come here, we always say, about half-heartedly joking, but also being serious. If we could get you to visit, we probably could get you to stay. That's so true with whether it's the Ironman event that comes here. We've recently had one of the road rally with car event. There's a number of different types of events that come here, music festivals, things of that nature. And a lot of those people come and they decide, to stay. And what you mentioned as far as the amenities, not only with the river walk, and of course the aquarium's always a big attraction, and so is the Walnut Street Bridge. But recently we have a lot of people doing rock climbing and bouldering is a new thing that's going on here. People love the mountains and they love the water, and they love the location because if you want to go a couple hours or less, you can go to Atlanta, a couple hours, and to Nashville. You can go to Knoxville. We're just, we're so geographically located almost perfectly for what people enjoy about, our area and wanting to relocate here. And, we're proud of the fact that we've increased the population over the last 10 years by about 29,000 people.
That's so great. That's really great, Jim. Thank you. Let me ask you one last question, Jim. after covering these areas, could you say and simply how do you understand your mission as the mayor of Hamilton County, Chattanooga, of Hamilton County, Tennessee?
Well, Doug, let me just say this about elected people, and this is probably where you're going to get me in a little bit of controversy. You know, the thing about governing, and I mention this a lot nowadays, but it's one thing to go out and run an election. As you said, I think we got 83 people that are going to positions that are up for election. So going out and getting elected is hard to do. It's a challenge. But after you get elected, the day after, you have to start governing. And too often, what we see throughout the country and certainly locally is people the day after election, they start running for re-election. And you can't do that and be a leader, in my opinion, because as I always say at the swearing ins, when people are taking their oath, you know, enjoy this, particularly if you're a first-time candidate. The day is the most popular day of your political career, because tomorrow you're going to make a decision that somebody's not going to like. And so you start peeling off people that, you know, that like what you do. But that's what leaders have to do. And, you know, it's really challenging sometimes when you've got information, you're privy to a lot of information that other people aren't, to be able to make good decisions. I've never made a decision in a bubble or a silo. It's always been from, you know, me talking to as many people on whatever the subject may be as I possibly can, to get a lot of good feedback from other professionals, and then sitting down and then making the decision. There's no doubt those decisions, the buck stops with the mayor, but again, I just want to encourage people that when you run for office, don't run for office just to sit in the office. Do something with it. Have a vision. You shouldn't be running without a vision of what you want to do. But once you get in there, on the day after you get elected, start governing. That's what we see with good leaders do that. They make hard choices. We've had a lot of devastation over the last 10 years, everything from, you know, the 6 students that were killed at the bus wreck that broke all of our hearts at Woodmore. We've had 3 tornadoes with fatalities there. We've had this pandemic. We've had to date over 650 people die. So there's a number of catastrophic things that happen. And, you know, the difference is that, you know, leaders get caught in these situations where you have to step up, make some tough calls on, you know, a lot of things that go on behind the scenes with tornadoes and bus wrecks and pandemics or whatever. But it's a great job. I really encourage people out there that are thinking about running for county mayor, do it. You'll love it. I've loved it and enjoyed it. It's time for me to go on and spend some time with my family that's missed me for the last decade.
Well, Jim, I want to thank you for your time.
Thank you.
You're a gracious man. Every time I've talked to you, you've been kind and informative, and I think you've governed well. I think our county is healthy, and I hope that the person who succeeds you does at least as well as you does and have done. And I hope they not only have a vision for governing, I hope they also have the capabilities of doing all that you have done over the last several years. But thank you this morning. And to you who are watching, this is Doug Daugherty with Hamilton Flourishing. And stay tuned. We're going to be following up with all the elected people that we can, and interviews and links to their web pages and Facebook pages, and be doing some polling as well. So we'll be the place to go, hamiltonflourishing.org. And that'll be all coming up actually after we post this interview from then on out. So thank you for watching. And if you ever need to get in touch with me, I'm in Hamilton Flourishing. You're welcome to call me. And our website is hamiltonflourishing.org. You can get in touch with me there. We'd love to talk to you. And again, Jim, thank you, and God bless you. Enjoy those grandchildren.
Thank you. Plan to do so.